I'm Lance Phillips. The gloves are off. It's National Sleepover Day. I can't wait to find out who's in my bed tonight.
I'm Chris King. National Sleepover Day is every day in my household, and it's a variety of kids and pets in that bed.
Pets, eh?
Yeah.
You got the old pets in
Everyone gets in.
Everyone.
Kid crawls
How does that
in,
work?
all of a sudden there's a dog that's hopping
You got,
up in
what,
there.
a couple of 800-pound dogs there? What?
Yeah, a couple 100-pound dogs.
Couple 100-pound dogs. You got, what, a 110-pound wife and a
100-pound son.
100-pound son.
Yeah, that's, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of grooves that go down in our house.
Oh, unbelievable. Welcome to The Gloves Are Off. Yeah, he's just getting big. He's like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, right?
Yeah, it's just there.
Just he's coming along. Good stuff. Kinger, we've got Albert Pujols today. We've got Jose Bautista. We've even got Asian basketball with Josh Ryan.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited
really
for that too.
Up.
Yeah, Asian arcade basketball. Josh Ryan's going to be on a little bit later in the show discussing that.
He's been working hard on that segment.
He is, yeah. We got a new segment called Fill It that we're gonna debut in the second block as well. Bad news out of Major League Baseball and the Toronto Blue Jays, though, Kinger, with Roberto Osuna, who has been arrested and charged with domestic violence. That happened Tuesday. Now, this is serious allegations, Kinger, when he's been charged. Already put him on administrative leave, has the Major League Baseball. What do you do for the Jays organization to further this?
Well, I think the Jays did the right move by coming out with a PR and saying that they're going to respect MLB's decision at this time. Ultimately, as they go through this process, they're going to have to figure out, do we need to trade this guy? Is he suspended from us? What's best for the club? This looks really poorly on the Jays if they don't do something proactive in these cases.
I mean, it's Major League Baseball is going to make the decision to suspend this guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's go back to some suspensions we had previously. Jose Reyes, although he wasn't formally charged, got 51 games from Major League Baseball. Uris Familia had 15. Who else is in that?
Chapman had 30.
Oldest Chapman had 30, and Stephen Wright also had 15. You got to believe the suspension's coming here.
Yeah.
I mean, being charged is a big deal.
And it's very concerning that he was both cuffed and charged. So that means that something pretty drastic happened for the police to take matters into their own hands there and say, we got to take this guy down for the safety of.
And what's going to come out here?
involved.
Are we going to see a Ray Rice video pop out? Like, what are we going to see here? You got to believe the team is going to be. They're going to get a chance to see this before it becomes public knowledge, if it even exists.
Yeah, and that's where the Jays marketing staff, and I assume their GM is working on, okay, how are we going to handle this? What is going to happen when this hits courts? I believe they said June 13th.
June 8th, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere in there, yeah, it's hitting courts, and it probably
June 18th, pardon me.
It'll probably get sped up. So we're looking at the Jays without the reliever, which is the small part. The bigger issue is getting rid of domestic assault, and we've talked about this several times. There's no place for
You cannot have this at all associated with your club. Your brand cannot be associated with this. This guy has got to be cut loose. You can't have it. Yeah, he's your best pitcher. He's the best pitcher you have, but he's got to go. You can't have this kind of stuff. And if this is legit, and these are founded charges and they stay, he's got to go. You can't have it. Any sniff of this, and he's got to go.
I couldn't agree more. The Jays will handle this properly. More bad news out of Toronto. The Raptors got absolutely destroyed by the Cleveland Cavaliers in a short four-game series. The Cavs beat them by almost 40 points in Game 4 as the Raptors no-showed for that game and basically gave up. Lance, what do the Raptors need to do moving forward?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question with a question, but not just more of a comment. And I'm going to start with, where did the Raptors go wrong? The Raptors didn't go wrong with coaching. The Raptors went wrong with the players on the court. I can't tell you how many times I watched Fred VanVleet leave his coverage to try and double team LeBron, and LeBron dished it, the guy that he left to get open baskets. LeBron is maybe the greatest basketball player of all time. Maybe. He's a generational talent offensively, but there's another area that he's very gifted in, and it's distribution.
Yep.
You cannot let secondary scorers score as much as they did. Indiana did a great job. Listen to this. Indiana, 6 times in the 7-game series, let a player score 15 or more. Only 3 of those players scored more than 15 points. 4 times a player scored 20, and they did no player scored more than 20 points against the Pacers, other than LeBron. Raptors, 4 times a player scored 20 or more, and 16 times players scored 15 points or more. That's the reason. So, as it pertains to what needs to change, what needs to happen here is there needs to be some player movements. There needs to be some personnel changes, and it does not involve Dwayne Casey.
I think that's fantastic points. We talked about this on the shows leading up, is that they need to stop LeBron. They don't have a guy to stop LeBron. So
I thought
as you
OG
said,
Anunoby did a great job against LeBron. And if I'm coaching or if I'm dealing with that, he's on him the whole time. I thought he did a great job.
But the problem is the Raptors, unlike Indiana, had to double, which gave those other guys, Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, all those guys open threes. And as we said, they didn't shoot it well in the first game or in the first series. In the second series, they stroked the heck out of the ball. I agree.
They also left them wide open.
But they had to stop LeBron, otherwise he would have scored 100.
You can't worry about stopping LeBron. LeBron is going to score his 45, his 50 points. If you're limiting those other guys like Indiana did, they're fine. What's the change that needs to be made?
The change is they got to get used to the modern NBA. There's 4 shooters around LeBron that stroked the heck out of the ball, and LeBron just, as you said, distributed the ball.
Listen,
the Raptors are not set up to beat LeBron, plain and simple.
DeMar DeRozan's time in Toronto has come to a conclusion. He needs to go. DeMar DeRozan is not Kobe Bryant. He tries to model his game after Kobe. He's not even close. You can't have DeMar DeRozan bringing the ball up the court. It's a recipe for disaster. There's so many things that are wrong, and all those wrong things revolve around players. And it's all a player issue.
And it only shows up in playoffs, of course.
Let me tell you what else showed up in playoffs, Kinger. Licking. Licking showed up with Brad Marchand. Now, this began in Game 1 against the Bruins versus the Leafs when apparently, because you can't really see it clearly, Kinger, Brad Marchand licked Leo Komarov. Komarov did nothing about it. Then in Game 4 versus the Tampa Bay Lightning, he licked Ryan Callahan, and he licked him in the mouth.
Which is
Should the league have done something about this, Kinger, or should the players have done something about this?
both.
I mean, I know the league talked, but should they have done this earlier?
Both should have done something. First off, a lick in the mouth, as far as I know, is called a French kiss. So
No, he fully French kissed him.
yeah, like he was in him. Okay, now the reason why the players didn't do anything. Let's go back to that. The reason why the players didn't do anything to start is because it's playoffs. All the coaches preach, don't retaliate, don't retaliate.
He licked him in the mouth.
I know, but if you punch him in the face, you get a 5, maybe you get a game, and then they score 2 goals and your team loses that game, and then it's like, Lance, why did you punch that guy? He just only licked you. That's all he did to you. And you would have been like, he licked my mouth.
I mean, if you look at that, you know, he got his nose, but he started here. I'm going to do his side profile. He started here and he probably even pulled his lip up like that and went up like this. Look that is disgusting. And the league should have been on this from the get-go with Leo Komarov. I can't imagine that Leo Komarov didn't do anything. I can't believe that. He just let it happen. They should have been on it then. And if the league isn't on it then Ryan Callahan, if that's me, the gloves are dropped and he's getting a few shots in the nose.
Well, and one of the things that Callahan said at post-game interview, he said he was kind of shocked by it, but he said, how is that any worse than spitting?
It's not. It's actually more disgusting.
The NHL says game misconduct for spitting and a $200 fine, which $200 fine is a joke. It's a joke.
Are you kidding me?
But regardless, how is that not a game? Like you're exchanging saliva is what's happening there.
Again, this is something the league should have dealt with way earlier. And if a player drops the gloves and hammers Marchand, the league's got to stand up for that player. You can't allow this kind of stuff to go on. Yeah, they gave him a talking to, but it was a little bit late. You know, what maybe should have happened there as well is maybe Chara, who you saw kind of talking to him at the bench, so you assumed that he was talking about the licking right after the incident happened, when they came back from the period. I would have centered him out right in the dressing room.
Yeah.
That's fully embarrassing for the team. What a joke. Oh, disgusting.
Not a joke. Albert Pujols hit his 3,000th hit, putting him number 32 all-time on the hit streak. Lance, where does he rank all-time in your mind as a hitter?
He's up there. Yeah. The thing about Pujols that's really fascinating to me is he's quietly crept up there.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a guy that's like an A-Rod or a Barry Bonds. He's gone about his business, and he's very quietly crept up. I want to compare him to Mike Trout, who many consider the best baseball player right now.
And they play together.
Okay, and Mike Trout is 25, if I'm not mistaken, right now. Okay.
Pujols is like 100, but.
Pardon me, he's 26.
Yep.
So I want to compare Mike Trout's 21 through 25 year batting against Albert Pujols. So listen to this. So Albert Pujols over that same time, so when Pujols is 21 to 25, averaged 124 RBI per season and 40 home runs. That's what he averaged, just as a batting stance. Mike Trout averaged 94 RBIs and 33 home runs, and that we're 2 years removed from the last year of that.
Yeah.
That should show you how good Albert Pujols has been at the plate.
He's an absolute beast.
This is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's in, and it's one of those ones that it's got to be like 99%, 100%. One of the things that I like when you think about him, this is 18th year in the show, right? He's been not as good the last 3 or 4 years, but his numbers are still pretty good. Lifetime, 304 batting average.
He's also 38 years old.
38th, yeah. 385 on base, 18 years, 10 All-Stars. He's top 5 in home runs. He's going to finish top 5. He's number 7 all-time in home runs right now. He'll probably finish 5th. I think he's top 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters.
Easily. I'd actually put him not 6, 7, 8. He's top 5. He's top 5. He's got a career OPS of 945.
Yeah,
career OPS over
which
18 years.
900 is a legendary status,
That's
right?
video game numbers.
Yeah.
Like, where are we talking about? I mean, just over 3,000 hits. Obviously, home runs. He's got 620 home runs.
Yeah, he might end up with 700 plus by the time
Imagine
he's
if he
done.
juiced.
Yeah.
He'd be a 1,000 home run hitter.
Well,
might
that
be
whole
insane.
generation questionable. On the
But still, what he's done is absolutely incredible. I think it's amazing. He's easily a top five player of all time. Yeah, and I'm not classifying guys like Barry Bonds in those top 5
Yeah.
of all time. I'm not.
rightfully so.
Jose Bautista, he's back, baby. Made a short look at Kinger. Made a short stint in the minors, and now is playing third base for the Atlanta Braves. He's back in the major leagues. He's got 3 games under his belt. Kinger, do you like what you see out of Jose Bautista at third base and at the plate?
I do not.
What do you mean you don't?
I don't. I don't love it, and I know that this topic is in there just to get me fired up.
No, it is not.
Okay,
no,
so
it is not. You're the one who vouched for it.
So,
You wanted
so
it.
here's the deal.
I'm going to show the text message where you had him in there.
Joey, what, am I caught cheating here or what? Joey bats 3 games with Atlanta Braves.
It's got to start somewhere.
3 straight losses. They now are
I'm
becoming
sorry,
a mediocre team.
I didn't realize that Jose Bautista was playing the game by himself.
No,
out
that's
there.
what he does. He loses games. Like,
No,
he's really
he does
good.
not.
Yeah,
no,
he's,
he doesn't.
he's really helpful at
He's
losing
batting
games.
300.
He's 100 years old.
He's actually 37.
It's going to show right away that defensively he's going to be a liability at third. And more importantly for me as a Braves fan, he's blocking the development of some of these other young guys. Right now it's about winning. I'm not convinced that he's an upgrade by the end of the year. Right now, sure, his stats look okay.
I'm sorry, who reassigned Ruiz to the minors? Did he reassign himself?
No, because he's got dirt on AA. That's why AA's reassigning all these guys.
Dirt. Here we go.
He's
Here come
got
the
some
conspiracy
kind of
theories.
dirt on Alex
Listen,
Anthopoulos.
Jose Bautista in the 3 games is batting 300. He looks comfortable at third base. He's going to be their everyday third baseman as it stands right now. The guy can still hit. He did not hit well, or he didn't hit as well last season as he has in the past.
He hit terrible.
But he may be back this season, and from what we're seeing, he's looking okay.
Until he goes in like an 0-20 slump.
Again,
for
total
for
speculation.
right now, I will grant on the surface level it looks fine other than the
There
lost
you go.
games.
That's all you can do.
When
You can't
Swanson comes
forecast it.
back to shortstop, Camargo needs to go to third base. Camargo hit 300 last year as a 23-year-old. He's 24 now.
Camargo's not going to third
Camargo's
base.
playing short right now till Swanson gets
You
back.
were up in arms because he was taking away a spot from Flaherty at third base. And
Well,
now
they
you're
were
like, now you're
split.
like, Camargo's going to third
Well,
instead of Flaherty.
Flaherty's also hitting 300 plus.
Flaherty is a career 222 hitter.
But he's
a
hot.
career he's never hit. Where are we here? He's never his average has never been above. I've lost it, Kinger.
Until this year.
His
He's
average has
like a
never been
he's a
above
250.
225.
Yeah.
He's never hit above 225.
But
He's got
regardless-
80 some odd at bats and he's batting 310. Amazing.
It goes to the bigger picture. Why mess around with that lineup was 1911? Why mess around with that? Why do you tinker with something that's really good? Anyways,
Because they like him. They like him at third. Bring him on, baby.
I'm glad that you like him at third. The Washington Capitals advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals, finally, by knocking off the Pittsburgh Penguins. Lance, is this Ovechkin's time to win a cup?
What are we talking here? What's it been, 40 years? 40 years since Ovechkin got past the Flyers? He's only 32 years old, so whatever he is.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Is this his time, Kinger? Bah, this is a challenging one. I don't know if it is. I mean, they're going to come up against a really good Tampa Bay team, and even if they get past that Tampa Bay team, they got a real formidable opponent in one of those 3 teams out of the West. I don't think this is Ovechkin's time to win a cup, but he's close.
I find myself actually cheering for him now, and I didn't like him. I didn't like him for so long.
He's a super likable character. I mean, how can't you cheer for him?
Like, he's charismatic. People like cheering for him. It just like I thought he took it over the line.
He's got gray hair.
Yeah, gray hair. He's like Kinger. He's got gray hair. Like,
You don't have gray hair.
Oh, I'm plucking it out. But anyways, regardless, I think this Washington Capitals team might be one of the worst teams they've had in the past 4 or 5 years. But this could be the team that gets over the hump. I would love to see Ovechkin on that stage in the Stanley Cup Finals,
I don't-
and especially the Capitals in general.
I don't know if there's anybody that would argue with you and say, I don't want to see Alexander Ovechkin win a cup. I mean, he, like I said, he's a likable guy. How couldn't you want to see this guy win? He's played his heart out for this team. He's only ever played for the one team. He's probably only ever going to play for this one team, unless he gets decrepit, in the next few years. I just don't think it's his year. Those teams in the Nashville Predators, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Vegas Golden Knights, who I just am blown away still by the fact that they're still in this. Not saying they're bad, but those three teams, I'm not sure if Tampa Bay or Washington can take down those three.
Hey, regardless, I'm on the bandwagon for Washington. Like we said several times, Holtby's playing really well in net. That gives them a chance. Washington probably can match Tampa's speed and neutralize that to get to the finals.
If Steven Stamkos turns up play, he has not been Steven Stamkos. So if he can get to the Steven Stamkos that everybody knows, Washington's in trouble. And I do not want you to break your ankles when you jump off of the bandwagon that is the Washington Capitals wagon.
I've been all over the place on the
Wear
Eastern
braces,
Conference.
do anything that you can so you don't break your ankles.
Yes, well, that's what you will be doing with Joey Bats when he cools off.
Josh Ryan's coming up later, and Fill It, which is coming up next. That's kind of exciting. We're going to fill in the blanks, baby.
Fired up.
I am excited about that, too.
We're back. You can keep your gloves on, but ours are off.
Welcome back. Kinger, we had a ton of content this week. Like, more than normal, I would say.
Yeah, we had enough to do 2 shows, maybe 3. It was large.
And we couldn't subject our viewers to 3 shows in a row. Can you imagine?
We would need a lot of vodka.
Now listen, we've also got Sports Movie Madness coming up. We had a new what would I say? I was going to say historic week.
Outcome.
A new outcome. Yes, we had a new outcome this week. It was exciting.
Yes.
Came down to the wire for many.
You'll never guess.
Well, they might if they go to our Twitter. They might actually.
It's actually visible. You can see it.
Yeah, so we're going to get to that as well. And Josh Ryan is coming up after the next break. But we've got a little segment here that's new because we had all these topics. We're going to get it going. So it's basically a fill in the blanks. We haven't come up with a segment name yet. So if you've got a good segment name for this, let us know. Send it in, tweet it in, Facebook it in, do whatever you got to do.
But PG-13 it when you guys send it in.
Don't worry about that. We'll figure that out. If it's PG-99, we'll figure it out. I like it. The riskier, the better, I think, Karen.
Fantastic. Maybe not for me.
All right, so listen, what do we have first?
We have
Seattle hockey fans blank when watching Vegas.
Okay, so our salivating is really the only answer here. How could you not be, as an expansion franchise, watching a potential expansion franchise, watching what the Vegas Golden Knights are doing? How could you not just be like, oh, send one this way?
And so I had jumping for joy on that one. Very, very close, right? Hockey's got to be excited. Seattle's got to be excited. I think the NHL's probably a little bit worried in the fact that, maybe this, rebuilding franchise, maybe we're giving them too many options here.
No, they're not. This is a team of castaways. This is a team of no-goods that teams didn't want their players. They didn't want Marc-Andre Fleury. The Penguins wanted to keep Matt Murray. They did not want Marc-Andre Fleury, and he is showing them that was a mistake.
So the problem for Seattle now is the bar's here. You need to, expansion franchise, you need to make playoffs. You need to make the conference finals.
If I'm a Seattle hockey fan, I'm watching this and thinking, this is unbelievable. Get us a franchise right now.
Yeah.
Okay, what's up next?
The Jets were blank in Game 6.
The Jets.
The Jets were Forsberg in Game 6.
They were Forsberg?
Forsberg. Forsberg had 2 goals and an assist on 4 goals. He played phenomenal. They were Forsberg.
They were absolutely awful, is what they were. In the third period, I thought we were watching mice. They were running around. They were all over the place. They couldn't control the puck. It was awful hockey to watch on the Winnipeg Jets side.
Call that Tom Thumb hockey.
What is that?
Just chasing the puck with no real
It was
resemblance.
unbelievable. Honestly, it would have been like herding cats out there. They were just, it was 3-0 and I had to shut it off. I couldn't watch it anymore. It was so hard to watch. And not because I was cheering for one team or the other. I just want to watch good hockey, and that was not good hockey in the third period.
But that Game 7 is going to be fantastic.
Well, you'd like to think it would be. I'll tell you, they're going to get a heck of a crowd down there in Nashville.
Yeah,
no joke.
She'll be loud.
Okay, I think we're going to like this next one, Kinger.
Drake's courtside behavior is blank the Raptors.
Embarrassing. There's only one word to describe that, and it's embarrassing. This guy is the team's ambassador.
Yeah.
And he's acting like this. He's a kid. He acts like a kid. Is he still in Degrassi, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Is he still in Degrassi?
He's
what
not.
are we doing here?
Not in
Look
Degrassi.
at that guy. If I'm the Raptors, I'm promptly saying to him, "You do that again, and this association is over."
So catch-22 with that, because he donates so much money to Basketball Canada and the Raptors and everything. I think he's allowed to be a super fan, but his behavior is not helping. It's not helping the Raptors. I actually think it fired up LeBron for a little bit and some of the Cavs. And as you saw, the Raptors did not need to fire anyone up.
No,
he just needs to sit on his hands.
Listen, Drake is the kind of guy, like, does he think he's going to pick a fight with Perkins there on the sideline? That would end quickly.
Yeah, he needs all those bodyguards to come in and stand in front of him in a hurry.
And I think he knew it.
Yeah.
I think he knew it.
He was looking around
There's
like
no
this.
space for that. Let's stick with basketball, Kinger.
Masai Ujiri should have blank before going on the court at halftime.
He should have had some chill, is what he should have had. Same as Drake. He should have had some chill.
You don't like this?
A GM needs to be under control. He needs to stand in the tunnel or the press box. That's where they need to be.
He should have FedExed the league $25,000 before he ran on court, because this is awesome. I don't care. This is a guy who's standing up for his players, and we have seen some very lackluster officiating these NBA playoffs. The league needs to take notice of this. In fact, the league should have probably given him $25,000 for going on there and doing it. You have to stand up for your team. I don't care if you're the GM, the coach, the water boy. It doesn't matter to me.
The problem with this is the NBA officials can have such an outcome on a game. I think basketball is probably the biggest. You're seeing it. It almost feels like sometimes these games are set up.
All right, we got one more out here. Let's get to it, Kinger.
Becky Hammon interviewing for the Bucks head coaching position is blank.
Great for women. This is great for women. I think this is fantastic, and I hope it opens the door for more women to be in head coaching positions. Yeah. But I also am going to add something after you're done.
Okay, it's awesome. My biggest thing is, if you can coach, you can coach. Guy or girl, coaching guy or girl, I don't care. She can coach. Okay. Interviewing for an NBA job, awesome.
I'm also going to go this way as well. I think that this is also a PR move for the Bucks, because it's been said that she probably doesn't stand a chance to get this job. So what are the Bucks doing? Is this a PR move for them? Because it seems like it might be as well.
Yeah, but she will probably interview for some other jobs, hopefully.
Well, she might, and she should. If she's good enough, she should be hired for this. I mean,
Yes.
she's assistant coaching with the Spurs.
Yeah.
If you can't score, you might as well drop the gloves.
Hi-yo, friends. Josh Ryan joins us, Chris King.
Standing right over there.
He is joining us in studio today, and we are talking about Asian arcade basketball.
Yeah, I have not seen any of these clips, and I'm fired up.
Have you ever played arcade basketball? You know what I'm talking about, where there's like 4 people beside you, or there could be, and you're trying to put the ball in the hoop, and they come back out the bottom.
It's like miniature shooting, and you're stealing everyone else's balls.
You can do that, yeah. In the case of what we're about to see, it's mind-boggling.
Okay.
All right, and Josh Ryan is here to present his newest breakdown. Josh, welcome aboard.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's good to know that Chris was a thief when he was young.
Yeah, a lot of bad things coming out today.
Good to know what Chris valued as a young person. Yeah.
Get more basketballs.
Now listen, Josh, this week we got a couple of doozies.
We do.
What do you got for us?
Well, we have a side-by-side comparison this week. So 2 people that excel at the same sport activity, whatever you want to call it, arcade basketball. Bit of a lost art, in my opinion.
This is not a sport.
No.
It's less of a sport than golf? Anyway, I digress.
Oh, okay.
So let's go on
geez.
to this first video. We did extensive video research here and could not find the names of the participants. So this is individual number 1, and then we'll have individual number 2. So you go ahead and play the video, guys.
This is nuts.
Now, just pause it if you would. This gentleman is throwing 4 balls per second, which is an absolutely stunning rate of efficiency for arcade basketball, and going underhand.
Now, Josh,
as well as you can see.
at the top of this video, I understand that somebody said that they put all the balls in that one chute. So all the other chute balls were in that one.
That's
because
correct.
They couldn't keep up.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. He would throw 8 balls and they would be gone in a matter of 2 seconds. So in order to have enough balls to maintain that 4 balls per second rate, they needed to completely fill his one segment.
Per second.
And then I'm sure he had a large crowd behind him. So go a couple more seconds, as you can see here again. You can see the underhand form, if you guys would play it here. Underhand form and multiple scores per second as well, as you can see. You can see the score on the far right just climbing rapidly. And
have you ever seen anything like this?
Is
in
this
your
guy
life?
in Cirque du Soleil? Is he a juggler?
I mean, I would accept his application if I was one of the managing
Look at it.
directors of Cirque du Soleil.
He does it so fast they back up in the net.
Exactly. Four balls per second is a very fast
Is
rate.
that machine
Let's
actually
pause
counting?
and skip to the next video though, because individual
That's
number 2.
unbelievable.
Individual number 2 is similarly impressive. So let's get to video number 2. Now you can see there's 3 people here. We don't care about this guy. We don't care about this person.
It's gotta be
This
Broxton.
gentleman right here. Now Broxton is irrelevant. This gentleman on the far side, as you can see, not quite as fast a rate, 3 balls per second.
But he doesn't miss. He does not
incredibly
miss.
accurate. You can see a little more sidearm with each arm as well, and very few balls even hitting the rim, going straight into the middle. You can tell he has a lot of practice at this. He
Now,
probably
Josh,
spends a
with
few
your
hours a day.
vast experience in arcade volleyball, which technique do you like better?
Well, there's no such thing as arcade volleyball, Lance,
basketball,
but I do
pardon
have
me, pardon
vast
me. I
experience
was waiting for
in
King of the
arcade basketball. I like this technique better, but it requires incredible forearm strength, and it also requires repetition that I simply don't have the time for.
That's the first ball he missed in like 80 throws.
Josh,
Yeah.
can we maybe talk about the guy on the right? That guy has some serious chill. He does not care.
I think
He's
he was
speeding it up
probably-
right now, but
I think it's a bit of being demoralized by seeing how efficient the person
Now he's
left
banking them
is.
off the other side.
And we'll just pause that now. Let's go back to the split. Now the split screens. We got another video here, another angle. So we'll see.
Like he's banking it off the other side, so he's done.
Too
His
easy,
is over.
too
I'll
easy.
just score these last ones on this other side,
So
and
let's
not like one bank. He's wall in.
Okay, please.
Okay, let's see the split screen video now. So you can see again the 2 people, and you go ahead and play it right here. And again, incredible efficiency on the right-hand side. Left-hand side, more speed. But as you can see here, on the far side, his balls actually get jammed up because of the amount per second.
I hate when my balls get jammed up like that.
Oh, doesn't everyone? And so this, on this side, this is the way to go here. 3 balls per second. They never block one another, and each one of them obviously very accurate as well. And as you can see by the top score, 200 something on the far left, we're getting up to 400 points on the far right. And that is why if you want to get into arcade basketball on a serious level, definitely go with the 3 balls per second approach.
Josh, a
Yes.
couple concerning things for me, just
Okay.
from the coach side of things. One,
Okay.
there's people walking by there, and they seem to think that this is like a regular turn.
yeah, like it's
like they
normal.
don't even notice that guy is spinning out 4 balls per second at the game. And second question, I guess that was more of a statement. My question to you is, how much practice do you think these guys put in, or do they have this in their own home? How does that happen?
I believe that those two are linked. I believe the amount of practice they've put in would explain why there isn't a jaw-dropping reaction from the audience around them. They've seen them do this a number of times and go, well, it's that incredibly efficient arcade basketball player again. They may possibly have that in their home, but I don't know the incomes of the 2 individuals. As I said, my online research gave me nothing.
Looks like they got a lot of quarters, I'll tell you that.
Yes. very
Can
much
you
so.
imagine just cruising through an arcade, Kinger, and you approach these arcade basketball machines, and you see this guy firing 4 per second into the what are you thinking?
I know what happens to me. I grab my cell phone.
And I think
I
that's
sit
what's-
there and start videoing.
I
and
believe
saying,
this is what's happened, right?
Holy, you will not believe what I'm watching. And I'm
I'd
tweeting
Facebook Live that
yeah.
thing. That'd be Facebook Living right
And then
away.
I'm asking for an autograph after, for sure.
Okay, Josh, now what else have you got here? Because there's
Well,
more to this apparently.
We also have a slow motion. I want to show you quickly again. You can see where this gentleman errs in his speed. So go ahead and play the video. As you can see, that's 3 or 4 balls just on the rim at one time. Again, that's why the 3 balls per second and the 4 balls per second is so different. And again, because he's going straight
Is that ball
up,
stuck up there? Oh,
it is stuck, and
Look
you're
at-
going
There's several
because he's
stuck.
going
There's like 8
straight up
balls.
and down. He's going straight up and down instead of the slight angle on each throw, and
Yes.
that reduces the amount of accuracy you have on each throw. And again,
Right.
his score is pretty impressive as well. I believe that's up in the 400-point level score there as well. But
I'm pretty sure that there were 4 basketballs clogged up in the basket at once.
there was indeed.
So Josh, with that side spin there, it looks like he's getting side spin, killing the ball. Was that other guy killing the ball with the side spin, or is he flipping it backwards?
The second individual had the side spin.
Yeah.
This gentleman is going back spin straight through
Oh,
as fast as he can, focusing purely on speed
Dog
rather
tunnel.
than specific efficiency.
Now, one thing I don't understand here, Josh, is that a normal-sized basketball, I cannot grab with one hand and throw it like that. So these balls can't be regular basketballs.
They
It
are
must be
most
like Nerf
certainly
balls.
not regular basketball size. That shows your lack of experience in an arcade basketball
Yeah.
arena. They are also softer.
Sorry,
the
sorry,
texture
Josh.
is softer, which explains these gentlemen don't appear to be very tall and likely don't have very large hands. So the fact that they can grab them so easily means that it's a very soft, grabbable ball versus, say, a regular high-level basketball player would likely have hands the size of their face and would be a much different fit.
So
and
Trump
probably
would be
less
amazing at this too then.
efficient. Who would be amazing, sorry?
Trump.
Small hands.
Donald Trump
Quite possibly.
with small hands.
If he
right.
has the patience, though, to devote this amount of time to it. He
All
spends
right.
a lot of time on Twitter.
Okay, Josh, so now there's the other gentleman, the older gentleman, who we were talking about the banking
Yes.
off the other one. So what, kind of explain this, because this was fascinating to me at the end of the video.
Right, so our final video angle we have here. So again, getting into the end, you can see he almost gets to 500 points going 3 per second. That is incredible efficiency. Play it right here. And you're seeing him finish up the last couple of seconds, and he's done. He appears to be very disappointed that he didn't get to 500 and a little bored, so he switches. And this tells me he spent many hours at this arcade chucking off on the side. And now pause it right here. So he's throwing one last ball, then the most epic part of this video happens at the very end. So play here. Throws his last ball in, and because of the amount of perspiration, he has a handkerchief ready to make sure that he's good to go. And pause right there. Oh, you didn't quite see it. But the guy in the middle wearing the Broxton jersey laughs at the sight of, oh my goodness, that guy's hardcore. He has a handkerchief with him ready to end his arcade basketball session at this particular
And it
arcade.
seemed like he had it set up waiting for the end of that session.
Yes, well,
Like,
that's
I'm
again,
gonna
that
need
tells
this
you
in a
he
few.
spends at least a couple of days a week at this particular facility. And maybe, who knows, maybe he has the money for his own facility.
He pulls out the hanky. That reminds me of like, my grandfather used to have one of those. He'd pull out and he'd blow it in, then you just wrap it up, put it back in
Old
your
farmers
pocket.
used to carry
Oh
those.
man,
Yeah.
what happens if you've used it 3 or 4 times?
Well,
Imagine that.
It looks like
probably,
he's using
probably
that.
contains malaria at some point if it's used that often. There must be some kind of plague involved. when it
Josh,
doesn't
once
get washed.
again, thank you very much.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. It was
Always great to have Josh Ryan on for his breakdown.
Yeah, amazing videos, Josh.
Just
Loved it.
unbelievable. You're coming back soon, Josh Ryan.
We're back, and the gloves are still off.
Albert's in the house. We got some tweets.
We're ready to go with tweets. Let's
start.
calm down after Josh.
Oh my word! Like, have you ever seen anything like that in your life?
No, never.
All right, let's start this off. All right, this is Scott Wheeler at Scott C. Wheeler. This goes back to the Wilson hit
Yep.
against the Pens. I can't believe there's actually still a debate about whether hits to the head of any kind should be legal, and it's true.
Yeah,
People are still debating like, he shouldn't have gotten any suspension. He broke his jaw.
yeah. The crackdown on the hits to the head needs to be tougher and tougher as it goes on. They've done a little bit, not enough.
We said this before, Kinger, that if you're gonna make contact with the guy's head, the punishment has to be as stiff as absolute possible to get these guys to stop doing this.
Yeah. Otherwise, the behavior is
And
repeating
sometimes
itself.
it's unintentional, but it happens. You got to make it stop somehow.
And that goes for all sports.
Oh yeah, except football. There's not much you can do there, you know.
Yeah.
Although there is.
Don't
same
lead
as,
with
same
your
as
head.
hockey. Just
Yep.
hit to the head, you're done.
The Weather Network, at Weather Network. That's one way to sweep the bases. A Dust Devil whirled like a dervish
it
across
throws-
the baseball diamond in Vulcan, Alberta.
It throws chairs around like rag dolls.
It's unbelievable. We get some crazy weather in Alberta, but you don't see this very
And
often.
people are screaming, and then the camera guy's like up into the sky, and there's stuff flying around. Like, it looks like a tornado.
You didn't have to drag the diamond that day, I'll tell you that.
Oh my word, that'd be absolutely terrifying. Hayden Grove at H_Grove. Good God, at JD Kuntz did it again. Incredible photo. That photo is unbelievable.
It sums up
It's
the
funny
playoffs.
how when you get the right shot and you're like, oh, that's it.
There's those moments in sports that
There's mail.
Yeah, and the funny thing is about that photo is when he took that photo, he probably in burst mode rhymed off 30 photos.
Yeah.
So just through them.
he's just holding it, thinking, "Oh, this is going to be all right," and then you see it. You don't. There's never words needed for that.
No, and then you just do a little bit of correction on it, color correction and stuff, and you've got this. That is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just too bad LeBron James is in it.
Yep, I would agree with that 100%. Kessel to Pitt in multiplayer deal. When you realize you won't have to hear Rene Rancourt sing the national anthem ever again.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It's a weird tweet.
Like, do you like that he's celebrating that Rene Rancourt won't be singing the anthem, or do you like watching Rene Rancourt?
I like watching him.
I kind of do too. I still haven't figured out what the. I haven't figured out what the 4 is. He's like,
I think that's. Isn't that how many?
no,
Like,
because when he does the 4, even watching that GIF, he pumps like 7
there's
times.
mail.
So it's not that.
I don't know. When you can sing the national anthem and bring energy to the stadium, I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
care what place. It's
for
awesome.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
It's yeah, he does a great job of that.
You want
a
that
few
in
guys.
all sports.
There's a few guys that are like that. Okay, so this is Vegas Golden Knights at Golden Knights. Again, we were talking about Marc-Andre Fleury and the fact that he was a castaway from the Penguins, which he was. He wasn't even the goalie of record in their Stanley Cup win from last season. Marc-Andre Fleury playoff stats: 10 games, 4 shutouts. 4 shutouts in 10 games.
Not good at math, but I think
Clip
that's 40%.
it along at a 400 pace of shutouts.
That is impressive.
You've got
That's
mail.
unbelievable is what it is.
And that's why they're playing so well. You need the goalie. This is a great one. At ESPN, on this date, Kerry Wood struck out 20 batters in a single game, tying the MLB record in 1998. I watched this game live.
Now, you were there?
No, on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like I watched
Yeah,
it
I
live
thought you
on
meant
TV.
you were there
Yeah.
watching
no,
it.
I wish.
We were talking before that, like, he makes these guys look silly.
Yeah, Bagwell, Alou.
That we just saw Lou there, but he makes Craig Biggio look
Biggio.
like what did you say?
Well, it looked like he was swinging at a mosquito, just like not even close. And you can tell every guy is sitting in there just straight guessing. Like it's like, I hope it's a fastball. Nope, missed it.
And we were talking about this off camera, like when he and Mark Pryor pitched together on the clubs, like I felt like they just missed a glorious opportunity to win a World Series. Those two were unbelievable. They were dominant.
They had a chance to be that Maddox Smoltz, Maddox Glavin
They
type
were.
of thing.
I've never seen anything like
You've
that.
got
Those two
mail.
were incredible, and then they just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Injuries blew up.
Michael Grange, at Michael Grange, we talked about Drake, and Michael Grange says, I completely agree. If Drake wasn't Drake, he'd have been rushed out of there fast. And of course, this goes to the tweet that was sent before that. And it's true. If that's anybody other than Drake, they gone. They gone.
They go.
They are. You can't do that kind of stuff.
And this is one of the problems with basketball. We haven't talked about this before. With basketball, having big season ticket holders having seats beside the coaches on the floor. Because he's right beside the team. He's almost a link to the team.
Tell me, and maybe I've missed it, but I would like you to show me an incident where Jack Nicholson and Spike Lee have done this in their respective stadiums.
Well, Spike Lee kind of got into it with Reggie Miller back in the 90s.
Okay.
And Reggie Miller went off. But the other one, no.
But Drake, this is becoming regular with Drake.
Yeah,
like he's standing on the sidelines talking in players' ears.
This happens in regular season games, too, not just playoffs.
It's got to stop.
Yeah.
The league needs to step in and tell the Raptors, this needs to stop.
It's childish. I think he just associates himself too much.
With the grassy high,
Yeah,
sure.
he's not playing. He's not playing.
No, he's not.
NHL on NBC. Oh my
This
God.
guy with a Marchand jersey and the dog.
The flea collar.
Flea collar.
Or the
bite collar. It's
Or
like
I've been fixed collar, if you will.
There's mail.
don't bite the sack that doesn't hold the nuts.
Stitches.
Grant Wall, at Grant Wall, this is crazy and this is insane. Men's Soccer League refuses top Canadian goaltender because she's a woman. So Stephanie Labbe is not going to be allowed to play men's soccer because she's a woman.
Yeah. Thanks for setting sports back 100 years.
And this is it, right? If I'm that league, I'm figuring out a way to get rid of that guy.
Why does
I'm figuring out a way to get rid of the top guy.
She's good.
No, you're gone. You gone.
Like, she should be able to play wherever she wants. She's probably better than most of the guys in that league.
Yeah,
straight up.
I don't care if how good a player if you're good enough to play, you're good enough to play.
Hey, there's
You know,
mail.
I see the thing for contact sports to some degree, you know, but if you're good enough to play, you're good enough to play. Actually, that's not even a fair statement.
They
because-
didn't say no to Haley Wickenheiser.
No, they didn't. They didn't. All right, let's bang in one more here, Kinger.
That bar down. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
What Raptors fans hear in their nightmares? LeBron James.
LeBron James. Like, how good is this video?
It's awesome. I love that. I watched it 3 or 4 times and I just gave it to myself.
All right, I've got time for one more, I think, here, buddy. Whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is Chris Archer. We got to get through this quick. At Lance Phillips TV, at Gloves TV. What are you saying? Ovi is ugly? I get called that all the time. So, yeah, this is hilarious. So, last show we were talking about how ugly Alexander Ovechkin is. Arch, who you know, because we talk about him all the time, he is a dead ringer for Ovechkin. I'm not kidding you. If you put them side by side, no one can tell the difference. I mean, I think we've got a split screen of this.
Okay.
There it is. Those guys look identical.
So, and I mentioned that I also get called that sometimes. So, me and Arch got to do something about our faces.
No, Arch isn't an ugly guy, but Ovechkin, he is one ugly dude. Just kidding, you, Arch.
It's a
we love you,
stretch.
buddy.
We're back. You can keep your gloves on, but ours are off.
Sports movie madness. We're getting down to it. We're through 2 rounds, Kinger. This is exciting stuff.
This is a big round.
It was a big round, and it was tight. Tight.
Some would say
words of
maybe
J-Lo.
close to ties.
Yeah, well, we're going to get to that. So, we were through the first 4 matches of round 2 last week.
Yep.
This week, we're through the rest of round 2. So, we've narrowed it down to what? 2, 4? We're down to 8 left.
Elite eight.
Yeah, the Elite 8, or better known as the 3rd round. So, let's start in the TriStar division, where remember the Titans.
Don't have any notifications like that.
No, we don't have any notifications like that. You're right.
I'm good.
Remember the Titans defeated Moneyball, and it was tight. It was 51% of the vote they took. Woo! Just like a narrow win.
So because we had probably like 10,000 votes, that's probably like 100 votes
Yeah,
difference?
for sure.
Like
I
it
think
was-
there were at least 10,000 votes on that. All right, what else we got there?
So we had Caddyshack, who knocked out Field of Dreams, 55% of the vote to Caddyshack.
Tore the
over-
field down.
Tore the field down.
So
build
that
it, they
lines
won't
up the
come.
TriStar division final. We've got Remember the Titans versus Caddyshack, 1 and 2. So our first 1-2.
Yeah, first powerhouse bracket.
That is a powerhouse bracket.
Early prediction on that?
Oh man, I think Remember the Titans is going to win that.
I'm going opposite, not just because, but I think Caddyshack's
Yeah,
gonna
actually, I
take that.
should say Caddyshack. I feel like Caddyshack will now that I think about it. But I'm a big Remember the Titans fan.
It's good.
All right, so now we move to the Paramount division, where I'm still a little testy over this. Any Given Sunday, which is an unbelievable football movie, lost to Happy Gilmore. I mean, what is wrong with the world?
They like comedy, and they didn't lose. They got their socks knocked off.
Any Given Sunday got pummeled. 65% of the vote was given to Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, big time. Comedy, sports comedy, really, like people love that kind of make you feel good. The other one in that bracket
Okay, here's where it gets interesting.
was We Are Marshall versus Dodgeball, which had 50% of the vote apiece.
So it's tied. So we need a tiebreaker here, Kinger.
Okay.
So what we've done is we've gone into our New Cap Television newsroom,
Yep.
and we enlisted the newest member of the newsroom, Brett, our intern.
Met that guy today.
Yeah. Brett, the intern, has picked the winner. I have the vote right here in my pocket. I have not looked at this, nor has anyone else except Brett. So I asked Brett, and in the presence of like 8 people, I said, Brett, I need you to write down which movie you like better. He's broken the tie.
Are we sure that he's capable of breaking ties? Like
He's seen both the movies.
Okay.
What do you think he's written on this piece of paper? I have no idea what it is. We're both going to find out.
I just met him, but I'm going to say he's a We Are Marshall type
Yeah,
of guy.
I thought he was too, but I got a sneaky suspicion he wrote down Dodgeball. Dodgeball. Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Brett and I are going to have words.
Yeah, that shocks me.
He wrote down Dodgeball. So Dodgeball is through to the Elite 8, or the round of third.
The third
The
round.
round of third. So now that sets up some pretty heavy hitters
Yeah.
here, Kinger.
Now we're getting serious.
All right. So this coming week, we've got our matches set. We're going through the entire third round. We're initially going to do one side and then the other, but we're going to do the whole thing. So why don't you start off in the Sony division? What do we got?
Sony division, I think my number 1 and 2 all-timers, Slapshot versus Major League. This could come down to a coin flip as well.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see what the people vote on this. Very tough one. Slapshot should get the edge.
Boy, I got to believe Slapshot here as well. All right, then we've got the Mighty Ducks, who I'm absolutely shocked have made it this far. But their reign is going to end right now. They're up against Rocky, or it's up against Rocky. There is not a movie. The Mighty Ducks, I guess there counts, but up against Rocky, these movies, this should not be close. This is a Rocky win all the way. A Rocky win in a landslide. Get it? Get it?
I think that's what they call a pun. Yes, well played on that. That's going to be a blowout.
TriStar, baby.
Remember the Titans versus Caddyshack. Once again, serious versus funny. I'm leaning towards Caddyshack.
Yeah, I said remember the Titans off the top, but I know where I think about it, I'm like, it's probably going to be Caddyshack.
He's so disappointed in this.
And this brings us back to Adam Sandler versus Ben Stiller. Dodgeball and Happy Gilmore. Comedies, who do you like?
Adam Sandler. Get in the hole.
That's your home. That's your home there, ball.
I think it's going to be a walk. They're starting to look like the favorite to take this sucker down.
The polls are open. The polls are open now, so get your votes in. You can go to the Gloves Twitter account at Gloves TV. You can also go to Gloves Facebook, and that will direct you, however you want to say it, back to the Twitter account to get the votes in.
Yep.
We had a record number of votes last week. We're looking for more.
Yep.
So
keep pumping it in. And personal Twitters as well.
Yeah, so at King or Chris and Lance Phillips TV, we'll be retweeting those, so keep your eye open. Polls are open until next Tuesday.
Yep.
Next Tuesday in the morning. So get the votes in, have your say.
No ties.
And that's going to take us down to 4.
Yeah, final four.
Final 4. All right, there's something else we want to mention here, King. We've got a couple minutes left real quick. We want to do a new segment involving cliches. And this is kind of fun. So what we want to do is have the viewers send in cliches on a subject that we've suggested. And then we will use those cliches on a show, and viewers can guess how many times we'll use them throughout the show. And the winner of that will get some nice gift certificates for local establishments.
Yeah, assortment. Assortment. We'll
Maybe
toss it
some
around.
assortment here. So what we're going to start with are barnyard cliches. So as an example, the goose that laid the golden egg. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. That kind of stuff.
Hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah, that kind of hit the broadside of a barn. So send in your video or your barnyard cliches, and we're going to use them randomly throughout the show. So you can send them to the Gloves Twitter at Gloves TV, send them to Facebook page, the Gloves Newcap, or email them to us at theglovesareoff@newcap.ca. Get them in. We're going to use them at random points during our next show, and then we'll give you a chance to guess how many times we'll use barnyard cliches throughout the show.
This is a big test for us. This is our sports super troopers. It's like doing the meow segment, except for way tougher. So, we're excited to try these out.
Yeah, hopefully they'll work. So send in your barnyard cliches. We're going to have some fun with this, and there's some good stuff on the line. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in 7.